How's your day, my people? You know it is the Don Tony Teflon. I am here with the lady Elamar, and we are going to talk about this whole House of the Dragon episode, last one we just had, and the season as a whole. We're going to talk about this whole season, and if it was good, if bad, ugly, we'll go through it all. Elamar, how are you?
Tony, I'm always better when I'm here. This is a cure for everything. So glad to be here. How are you,
I
Tony?
I am great to have you here as always. And when Elamar is in the building, you know what this is. I've not been able to use that for such a long time.
I missed it. I really missed it. So it's so nice to see it. It's so special.
Yes, let's say what's up to some of the people here rocking with us right now. Classic EverQuest channel member, what's going on? My man John Haymaker. I'm trying to highlight you, John. I'll get another one and try to highlight you. What's going on? Scott of Greywater. Watch China. Moon is in the building. Call away from the land down under. Aussie is up in here rocking with us. Again, my man John Haymaker is in here. Mahalo, my brother from another mother, is in the building. Peter Griffin is in this piece rocking with us right now. Tony JC is in the building right now. PB Erica Kane is up in this piece. Sonic Boy is up in here. Dragon King is up in here. Marcus Jones is up in here and everything. Shorty Pooh is up in here. Cats has made it and is up in the building and stuff. So work, but listening. I appreciate you doing that. Marcus Jones is up in here. I think we give him a shout to not everybody, but quite a few people. And we'll give some shout outs a little bit later on and stuff. We will have the phone number, the call in on the board as always and stuff. Let me put that on at the bottom. We'll have that going on and everything. Is that the number? Yep, there's a number. All right, you can call in that number right there.
Yep, there's the number.
We'll take calls in a little bit. But right now, first, let's talk a little bit about this last episode of House of the Dragon. Elamar, what did you think about it?
I like the number 7 much more, or it was so much better. But it was good. I did like it in general. I just was expecting a little bit more when they were finishing it up and making us, or attempting to make us extra hungry for the next season, for the cold 2 years that we have ahead of us. I expected a little bit more fire.
Yeah, it's like, is it a 40-minute commercial just for next season? I know I've seen that online, and it truly did feel like that. And I understand how Game of Thrones like to do it. Game of Thrones would like to, set everything up. Episode 9 be the big episode, and 10 show you where everybody's at, what everybody is doing, and try to set you up for the next season. And I think they attempted that, but the fact that they did nothing, literally nothing happened this episode. And the fact that at least when in Game of Thrones, those episodes, you did get some things that happened. In this episode, literally shit happened in this episode. You know what I mean? There was nothing there at all. It was just dialogue, which I like dialogue, but dialogue that led nowhere. Kelly Johnson, thank you for the super chat. This episode was horrible, but man, Alan let Corliss have it. He did. It's about time. I'm sure he had a lot of that on his chest. But to me, that took too long to come. Like, you had Alan and Corliss for episode after episode having the same conversation over and over. And they could have really gotten into this a little bit before. What do you think about the Corliss Alan?
Yeah, I that was much, in a way, much needed, but like you said, at maybe different pace, different time. He needed to say it, and the other one needed to hear it. That is, and then the way he was looking down, he was feeling so bad. But no matter how bad you feel, yeah, it's but too late for stuff like that. But again, it took away. It did not seem like number 8, the last episode. It did not. I was shocked thinking that, okay, it ended. There was a lot of, like you said, conversation, set up for things, but it gave me nothing. I am obviously looking forward to next season, but I'm not just sitting at the edge of my seat waiting for it. I'm like, okay, it will be here when it will be here. Yeah, quite disappointed about that.
Yeah, even when you deal with the calls, I think
Yeah.
the whole House Valerian story was shafted this season. I don't think we got enough of them. I think the stuff they
Mm.
did show of us from them was really nothing. I mean, we didn't get anything. They benched these dudes for no reason.
Yeah.
Colas could have did much better. I mean, he's handed the king. Said a couple of things this episode about it, telling Rhaenyra to press her advantage and everything else. Now is the time. But I think he could have been doing a little bit more of that earlier in the season. They could have gave him something more to do. It just seemed like they forgot about him, or they didn't have
Mhm.
anything for him to do. So they just, not that he didn't mope around about his wife and everything. Oh, I named my ship after my wife. Okay, that's the big reveal that we did here.
Right.
That the ship's got a
Yeah.
name. I mean, you could, that didn't. I mean, it's a nice gesture.
Yeah.
In the end, I really don't care about it. Kelly Johnson says, don't like Daemon, but Rhaenyra neutered him. How did you feel about the Daemon Rhaenyra situation? I mean, I don't agree with that totally. How
Um. So I am curious to see what happens to the people. I forgot the guy's name, the one that talked to Damon saying that we need a king.
yeah.
I wonder what's going to happen to him because he was called a turncloak or whatever he was called, and I wonder if he's going to if something will come from that. But aside from just that little piece, I mean, I did not. I expected some more drama. I
Hmm.
did not want it, but I expected it based on how Damon was acting and what he was saying. For him to just bend the knee again, that was great in general, but I was confused as to why all of the other stuff was happening. Did he see, by seeing the future, did he change his mind? Was it that? If that was that, I guess that would explain it. It's just there was this build up, and okay, she's gonna go there and she's gonna find, that was kind of dumb as well. 'Cause she's going there without anybody protecting her. Her dragon is out there somewhere chasing sheep, and she goes into this ruin, and there are people who technically are against her. And that was not a smart move. And I thought of her, at least in the previous season, as being a little bit more smart than they showed her this season.
See, what I think happened here is that Damon, when he got the flash forward, right? When he got the
Hmm.
flash forward from the weirwood tree, from the last green seer, gave him the flash forward, and he's seen everything. In the end, he's seen Rhaenyra sitting on the Iron Throne. So I think right then he realized, like, I ain't gonna be sitting on
Right.
this Iron Throne.
Yeah.
She's
Dramatic.
gonna be sitting on
Yeah.
this Iron Throne. If he would have seen a vision of
Mhm.
himself sitting on that Iron Throne, shit would have went different for Damon. He
Yeah.
would have took her out as soon as she got there,
Yeah.
or done something like that, and then it would have been a wrap. But the fact that he's seen her there, he was like, well,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be on the throne. We see it's gonna be her, so I might as well be the one who helps her get there.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
maybe that's my role to play instead of the role of me wanting the Iron Throne for myself. I think that's what snapped him around. I don't think that it was anything else but that, and that changed his whole attitude about her sitting on the Iron Throne.
Mhm.
So I 100% think that that's what it is. I mean, about the visions, how did you like the way they did the visions? The way,
You mean the last episode, the visions?
yeah, the way
It
it was.
was interesting.
Let me rephrase that a
Yeah.
little bit. Do you think that after all we got this season,
Mhm.
that they've paid off all those things with this final vision?
Mm. I'm still thrown off by the White Walkers. That face.
They look terrible.
It's taking me out of the whole vision.
Why would
Uh,
they do that? You have
uh
so many other White Walkers you could have took from.
yes.
I mean,
How
do
can you
they not?
do this?
Even if you don't have the same makeup team and everything else,
Mhm.
this White Walker wasn't. We don't see this
Yeah.
motherfucker in anything. You
Mm.
should at least have someone that looks like one of the ones we seen
Yeah.
in the Game of Thrones, especially if you're going for the whole situation and everything else, showing Danny and everything. Why not have a White
Mm.
Walker that looks like one that we already seen instead of this?
I
This
don't know what
face
that
guy
was.
looks terrible.
I don't know that there was nothing like there was one of them, the I guess the final one, he looked really proper, like the eyes, the
Uh,
posture. the no hair thing, even, menacing looking, or not menacing, whatever the word for it is. um and this guy, just the eyes, kind of like, I can't. So all I see right now, aside from a nice shot of Daenerys with her dragons, from behind, that was really, I love that one. But all I
Mhm,
see besides that was the White Walker's face. And in general, it was great. I mean, they were going through the different things. That's
mhm,
fine, but it wasn't anything huge and great for me. Like I said, two things: Daenerys, the backshot, and that dude with the big eyes. No, didn't
mhm.
like it. What about you, Tony?
Yeah, no, I don't think for all that they set up, for what they was trying to show with all these visions, that the last vision constituted them doing everything that they did. So I think they could have got this vision out of the way a long time ago. I think they could have did this episode earlier. And I think the season itself was mashed together with these 8 episodes. If you had 10 episodes, then I
Mm-hmm.
could see them doing that, doing this episode like this, and then going into 9, 10, and we have 2 more episodes to go. But to
Mm-hmm.
me, it ended shitty. This is a 2 year wait, right? We
Yeah.
know we have Night of the Seven Kingdoms. They put the trailer out for that. We know we have that in between, but still, it's a 2 year wait. So I gotta wait 2 years. You're not alone 2 years. Who knows who's gonna make it 2 years? No one knows who's gonna
True.
make it 2 years, right? Now you got 2 years to wait for this thing.
Yeah.
But going back to that vision situation, I just thought
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't just wasted time. I just thought that they did not execute it as they should have executed it. It was just too much. You know what I mean? They could have got rid of this whole situation early. I liked the vision. I liked
Mm-hmm.
everything they showed in it. You got Helaena in there talking, and you got to use Helena's voice in there talking to him and stuff, which was a good twist and everything. But I just the vision itself was good.
Mm-hmm.
Blood Raven thing was off. That's not the way it is. That's not the way it was. The guy was never that young, sitting in the Werewood throne at all. Not close to being that age when he was in the Werewood throne. You could say that it's the last green seer in Blood Raven's body, as I take it, and maybe he wanted to show his vanity and wanted to show what he looked like when he was younger instead of showing him old. I
Uh,
so he went out there and said, "Hey, this is my best side. Let me take a look at my best side. I want
right.
to show you what I actually look like. Oh man,
Right.
let me
Getting
show you
those
what I look
visions,
like when
brother.
I'm nice
Yeah.
and young and everything else." Because he was never sitting
That's
up
funny.
there,
Well,
damn
he can control
throne.
stuff, so who knows?
It probably was. He
I would have
probably
done that too. Why
that
not?
that that was Blood Raven with the filter on. He had the filter.
Right.
He put the filter on himself, so that's why he
Oh
looked good
gosh.
in the vision. Filtered himself and everything. Even gave himself 2 eyes when he's only supposed to have one. Gave himself two
Oh, I
eyes.
missed that.
Yeah, he had 2 eyes and he's
Mm.
only supposed to have one, but he gave himself 2 eyes. It's a
Mm.
filter. Filter, you can do that. He put the filter on it and everything else. So I thought, listen, again, I like things like that in the show. So
Mm.
I'm not going to say anything bad about the vision. I just thought it could have been handled
Mm.
better.
You know,
And I don't
yeah.
I don't think that the whole time that they did it, they spent
Mm.
on it, it didn't do it for me in the end. And
Mm.
Carla Way says that was a Timu White Walker. I 100% agree
Oh
with you.
my gosh.
Definitely from Timu, without a shadow of a doubt. We got a couple of
Yeah.
super chats from Kelly Johnson. Let's go through them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he says first one was at least Daemon was gangster before. Now we know fun. I agree. Next one was T. Alice was playing him for a fool the whole season. I agree. She definitely did. And they take it for granted. Peeps will come back. HBO itself. Yes, you are definitely taking it for granted, thinking that all these people are going to come back. Especially now. Listen, you got a lot of negative comments. It's not like it's been a great. If you go online, some people
Mm-hmm.
like it, but a lot of people are disappointed with it. You didn't send them off right. You basically you got them hyped and ready, but not letting them climax. And I just don't think that was a way to go for a 2 year wait. You didn't do something that makes me can't wait for 2 years. Right?
Exactly.
I didn't feel that way there.
That is so well said. There's nothing at the end. Normally, when I can't believe that they did that. we should be sitting here thinking, oh my god, I cannot wait until the next one, how they will show this or that. For people who know what's gonna happen, they can't wait how they will portray it. For those who don't know how what's gonna happen next. I'm just sitting here thinking, wait, is that it? And checking if there are more episodes, if I missed something. And no, we did not miss anything.
And what do you get this episode? You get Criston Cole, you get Alicent's brother pulling the sword on him.
Why?
Say, oh,
Why do you think he did that all of a sudden? Just because he saw a handkerchief?
yeah,
Handkerchief?
he sees the handkerchief. You seen him sniff it. He
Oh
sniffed
my
he
god.
seen him sniff the handkerchief, and then by him sniffing the handkerchief, he put two and two together that he's sleeping with his sister. Now I don't understand. She wasn't wearing that handkerchief between her thighs or anything, or anything like that. I don't know what scent he was
How would
looking
he know
for.
it's hers either? The A on it is very faint. It's a white embroidery. Like that, there's no indication that it's hers. She may not be the only lady who has white, handkerchiefs.
Uh huh.
That was odd.
And then he sees the handkerchief. He's sniffing the handkerchief. This all of a sudden makes him pull a sword out on him, and it's like, "You're fucking the queen."
Oh
And
my god.
if it was me, and I was Criston Cole in that situation, and the dude pulled a knife or a blade on me and said, "You're
Yeah.
fucking the queen," I said, "I'm not fucking the queen. I'm fucking the well, bro." That's the difference. She's enjoying this shit that I'm doing here. She fucking me. She riding me. I
Right.
would have to let him know. Like, what are you talking about? I'm fucking the well.
Yeah.
Let's just fucking her. Let's get this in and everything
Yeah.
else. So I mean, it probably
So,
probably the best Criston Cole scene we got. It wasn't that good and everything else, but it's probably the best Criston Cole scene we got this season and everything else. Thank you for the super chat. I think that's in euros, €5 from a beautiful black. And thank you so much. Truly appreciate that. No comment or anything underneath it. Just thank you for that. We really appreciate it. A hanky given to a man means that's your girl in hood times. Oh, so you just give someone your hand. I mean, they do that tonight, right? At tournaments, they give them things when they go off to war. They give them like their handkerchief to
their favor or whatever they call it.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. To give
Yeah.
them something because I guess they didn't have pictures and shit back then, so you can't send them with a picture and a locket.
Right. What's up with that? I don't see any paintings there at all. That bothers me. Anyway, he couldn't have given her, or she couldn't have given him like a tiny little, thing. No, but still, that was very odd. That was a very odd scene. But he seemed very depressed. Why do you think that is? He was just sitting there like ready to die, talking about maybe death will be. What did he say? I forgot what he called it.
Like sometimes basically like a blessing, like maybe
Yes, yes. I wonder what's
everything.
like. Why is he so? Just because he saw all this death? Is it PTSD from seeing people walk and burn and ash everywhere?
Yes, Candace J says Gwayne saw in the early episode that Alicent gave him. Yeah, definitely. We definitely did see that. He's peeping something between them earlier, but why all of a sudden
Right.
now
Right.
he wanted to strike out? Why? Because he sniffed it. He smelled it. Now that's too much. Now you've gone too far. You done sniffed my fucking sister's handkerchief, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Can't have that shit here. Can't have
And
it.
it's not like he's walking around boasting that, him and the queen or whatever her title is right now. It's not like he's saying it. So there's nothing, and like like Criston said, that would put, what did he, again, I trying to think of what he said, but basically he would dishonor by saying something, by killing him and saying why he was killed. That would actually make it known to everybody, and he's not walking around saying, hey, me and the queen are very close together.
Yeah, no, he's not bragging about it. He's just out there doing this thing, and then basically saying, "Look, we all going to die," and basically
Right.
that's that we have no chance. All these dragons with shit underneath their feet. It's just nothing we can do. We're just gonna go and we're gonna die, and that's just what it is. And that's the end of it. There's not like old times where you had at least a chance. And there's no chance.
Yeah.
There's no nothing. It's just you're gonna die. The best effort you give ain't gonna matter, and everything. And in the end, you're just gonna die. And basically, that's the truth. Let's go to the veil real quick and and the new
Mm.
Nettles
Yeah.
in the Vale, right? So I had told everybody here, you can go back to the first video, that this girl was going to be given Nettles' storyline. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of people laughed at me. A lot of people said, "No,
Mm-hmm.
Tony Teflon, you know what you're talking about. Nettles is too important. They're gonna do it." I told everyone this is gonna happen. Told them all.
They should know better than doubt you,
I
Tony.
don't know why people doubt me, but it's good that they do, because then it gives me moments to come on here and brag like I am going to do, and like I'm going to do when From ends, when From gets to the end. So I can't wait for it. But I told you this was going to happen, and now I hope that it is a done deal. That there's nothing you could say. This dragon is obviously sheep stealer. It's all muddy. It's in the mud.
Mm-hmm.
It's got mud all over its body. I think it made the coolest looking dragon of them all that we've seen so far. What did you think about this whole storyline?
Again, I am not too familiar. I would say I'm not familiar at all with the books, just based
Mm-hmm.
on what is being said. But I was looking to forward to meeting Nettles because everybody just kept talking about it, and that's such a great story. How she I guess not befriended, but how she in a way tamed a dragon by giving it food. I mean, who doesn't like food? I would be tamed with food. And if somebody just was dropping all that for me, I would love to see that, how it forms. And again, I don't know her story, as in if she's just if she has any blood in her that would make her be a writer, or it's just because of the food. You are able to do that. So breaking away from that and having technically every writer currently has some blood in them that would make them be a writer. So that takes away from the actual peasants and common people being writers. So
Yeah,
again, didn't like that part.
yeah. It is a Targaryen myth that you need dragon blood in order to ride a dragon. They have put this myth forth to make regular people think they cannot ride dragons, and that's all bullshit. This dragon blood has nothing to do with anything. All right, nothing at all. It is proven over and over again. From what we've seen, these dragons choose their rider, whoever they want to fucks with. That's who they
Right.
fucks with, and that's it. And listen, the old adage in life, and everyone knows it, especially women. You get taught this as a woman by people. You get taught the way to a way to a man's heart is through his stomach, right? You get taught
I've
that.
heard that. Yeah. Yeah.
That is what it is, right? So that's what you do. The way to a man's heart is you keep cooking for this motherfucker, and he gonna love you for doing it. Dragon is the same. The way the dragons are, I get whoever's calling right now. I don't have the phone line hooked up so everyone can hear you. So you have to call back. Just call back. I'll let you know when it's time to call them. We're just gonna do a quick recap, and then we'll take everybody's call and stuff like that after. Yeah, so the way to a person's heart is through his stomach. Same thing with a dragon.
Yeah.
Same thing with a dog, a lion, a leopard, whatever it
Right.
is. If you feed that motherfucker, right, you feed them,
Yeah.
they gonna keep. No one gonna bite the hand that feed them. They ain't gonna do it. They know what they're getting is good, and that's what it is. That's all you got to be
Yeah.
with this. And the whole thing with Nettles is that she proved this in the books, and this whole thing with this chick, you know what I mean? It's just like how many times did I need to see her running through the goddamn plane?
God, exactly.
It was like 10 different. Listen, yes, we know you're traveling far.
Yeah.
Right? All you'd have to do is show her run. You could have just
Two.
show
Yeah.
her
One.
run
Two. Yeah.
to the stream. We're
Yep.
done. We realize you've traveled ffar. Next scene, she sees the dragon, and she's on the dragon. The dragon's down there. We know she's traveled far. We know you don't have to. Every time you see her, she's walking up another hill. She's walking down the hill.
I was tired watching it. I'm like, how much time has passed?
Like it doesn't make no sense to do all that. See, this is a storyline to me that they should have wrapped up this season. What do you think we think are going to happen next season? Do you really believe that the people who watch this show think she did all that walking, she found this dragon, he's just going to fly away, leave it there, she's going to die,
or eat her,
he's going to burn her? No one believes that. Everyone knows
bad writing
to get the dragon.
Yeah,
everyone knows, right? Everyone knows. So there's no cliffhanger. You
Yeah.
didn't leave us hanging off a cliff.
Even when she was running towards it, like I knew the moment, like even not knowing what you predicted, knowing that she was sitting there in the castle saying, "Oh, you lied to me, my lady. There is this, and then I'm like, oh, obviously she's gonna have that dragon like that. Like 2 episodes later, like okay, there she is. They could have done that a little bit better. I think the audience for this kind of show were a little bit different, maybe than other shows.
They could have ended. This
Mm-hmm.
is a storyline that does not take 2 years to figure out
Yeah,
what's going to happen and to get into play. You could have
yeah,
ended this. You could have had her. This is how you do it. I mean, it's very simple. This is how you do it. You see them with the sheep stealer. You see her. She fly. You see the dragon fly overhead one time. She
mm-hmm.
chases it. Then she's chasing. The next time you see her, she's drinking the water. The dragon's landed. It says sheep over there. She walks up on the dragon, throws a sheep at it. The dragon eats the sheep. She sits there, grabs another one, feeds him another one, sits there. And then the last scene, you just see that you can have the dragon put his nose to her, or bend his head to her, or just put his head down. Now we know she's got the dragon. It's a done deal. We did it all in one episode. It's over. This waiting 2 years for this shit. We know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's no mystery to this motherfucker. This is what it is. So to me, it's a waste of time to say that this is now we got to see this. We have to see this next season. We got to see her court the dragon and get the dragon next season. You should have just did that already. That's nothing nobody wants to see because we already know what it is. You know what I mean? Just throwing sheep at her like that. You know what I mean, Jackie?
Exactly.
Luna, thank you. Chat. I think we're talking about the Nettles thing now. Nettles thing here. Just don't sheep like the Hulk or something.
Yeah, that would have to be not that big of a sheep. I can just that would be too much of a comedy.
Just lead the sheep or whatever. You know what I mean? If they're gonna go that route with it. You know what I mean? What are they gonna do? They're gonna show her she gets to the dragon gonna take off flying again. She's like, okay.
Right. That would be I hope they don't do that. I hope they learn from this. And the way Adam got or the dragon got his rider, that was pretty cool. Because that was a chasing. That was a proper chasing. So not what she was doing.
Yeah, they did that really fast and everything else, and it was a done deal. You know what I mean? They got the dragon and that's it. You know what I mean? So they should have did something like that. This is not nothing that needed to go to season 3, especially now that we know it's only going to be 4 seasons, right? So we pretty much know how this season's going to end. Next season, I could see it, and how the final things are going to end and everything else and all that stuff. So I did not like the way they did that chick. They did not do her right. They could have did her much better, and it just didn't work for me and everything else and all that stuff. KP says, LMR, I miss you.
Oh, how sweet.
Guy, KP.
Thank you, Carol.
He will be, I am sure that he will be calling up soon when we open up the lines and everything else and all that stuff. What else did we not talk about? Alicent and Aemon and him and Helaena. Helaena, I don't know. Helaena looked much sexier in this episode.
Yes, they changed her up a little bit. I did. I think the might have been last 2 episodes. I'm not sure about episode 7, but definitely they did something.
Something, right?
She got taller. Her hair was.
It wasn't just me, right? That's not that. Like I was looking at, I was like, is this the same actress? Because she looking much sexier in this motherfucker right here. Now I'm over here thinking, like, God damn, why is it that this guy doesn't want to sleep with her all the time? Because before they had her, she looked, I don't want to say frumpy and something like that. But nah, she definitely looked sexier in this episode and stuff. They said Helaena changed the hair. Maybe it's the hair.
I think it's the hair.
Yeah, hair does a lot. It could have been the hair.
Yeah.
And she didn't look the same though. You know what I mean? Look, Candace saying it too. Yeah, she looked good. She did. I noticed it. I was like, it's the same actress right here. What's going on here? They upgraded her. Somehow she got upgraded in this episode and everything. And so I was happy to see it. So what do you think about this Aemon and One Eye and Helaena and Alicent? Something didn't happen in the book and everything else and all that.
What do you mean the three of them? The about three of them? You mentioned the three names.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Alicent, Aemon, and Helaena scene. Oh, you got to go grab your dragon. We got
Oh,
to.
that scene. Oh, that was a very odd thing. Like she was in her dress gown, whatever you call it. Her hair was not dragon ready. Her nothing was dragon ready unless he was dragging her to the pit to get her dressed in there. The girl was not ready. Like she was in the middle of talking about whatever she was talking about, and then you're gonna be on a dragon right now, burning people. Like, dude, introduce it a little bit. Don't just like go out there. She get on a dragon and burn your ass for
Yeah,
that.
you can't just make somebody a killer. It
Yeah.
just overnight. It don't happen like that.
Yeah.
You can't just have someone like Helena and put it in our
Mhm.
situation, put a gun in her hand and say, "Listen, you're gonna start shooting motherfuckers."
Right.
People ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to shoot nobody, man.
She
I
was
didn't sign up
collecting
for this shit.
crickets and little bugs and having the little how like cages for them, being all cute about that, and yeah, go burn people. No.
Yeah,
That is very odd.
yeah.
He's
Oh,
very
hey,
erratic.
how you doing, sis? Get on your dragon. We gotta burn
Right.
some motherfuckers real quick. Like burn motherfucker. I ain't never burned nothing in my life. Now, all of a sudden, you want me to stop burning shit? It's not like
Yeah.
she's trained as a dragon to burn shit. Obviously,
Yeah.
she's not. She's just someone who gets on a dragon and flies around and
Mhm.
has a good time. And that's
Right.
what she's all about, and that's it, seeing the world from above and the wind blowing in her hair. She's like in a little convertible. Now you want to take a convertible and convert it to a goddamn tank. And
Mhm.
she ain't about that life. She's like, I just like the drop top 5.0. I'm just
Right.
driving this motherfucker. Now you want to put guns on my shit? I'm not James Bond. I'm not into
Oh.
that. I don't want to get into that. So, I mean, Allison sticking up for all you, blah, 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 this, that, and the
Mhm.
other. And it was all right. It was a right scene, which led to the scene that Brian Holiday is putting on here, saying, actually, I know Allison going to ask for forgiveness from Rhaenyra seemed weird, but she seems like a person that changes her mind when presented with new. So, what did
Mm.
you feel about the Allison? All of a sudden, she's showing up here at Dragonstones, asking for some forgiveness here.
Um, I don't know what she was actually. What she I've only watched it once and a half. I didn't finish it the second round of it,
Mm-hmm.
but I wondered why. What's the point of it? It's not like she has no power. There's nothing she could do. There's nothing she can like she was told she cannot change somebody's mind. She cannot control people. So what's the point of her being there? I did not get it. Forgiveness, there's what's the point of forgiveness at this point? And what forgive me before I die, forgive me before you die. Nothing will come out of it. She just wanted somebody maybe to say, "Oh, it's okay," to make her feel better, so because she can be out there in the forest, playing camp, being in nature. I didn't get that scene.
Yeah,
There's
listen,
no point to
let
it.
me break it down to y'all like this in this scene. When this biatch had all the power on her side, when this biatch, everything was looking good. Her kids were looking good. They had the biggest dragon. They had all that. Rhaenyra goes to her and says, "Hey, can we get a stop on this? Can we fit?" Oh no, it's too late for that. That's too late. That's too late, bitch. Now all of
Mm-hmm.
a sudden, when the
Yeah.
shoe is on the other foot, your son is dick is burnt off. He's laying
Mm-hmm.
in bed dickless. Then now your other son is trying to get your daughter to go out there and fight on dragons. You're about to lose it all. And now all of a sudden, hey, remember we used to be friends? Maybe we can work it out. Now you want to work it out with me? You can't work it out with me.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is that? You cannot work. I tried to work it out. Now the shoes on the other foot. Now come with me. Come with us. Now you want to run away with me. You think you definitely fucking Criston Cole. Because now you want me to leave too. I'm not going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere for dick. Definitely ain't going for your pussy. I'm out of here. What the hell do you think is going on here? How did she think that shit was going to work? Listen, Rhaenyra was like, listen, you got to take some responsibility for the
Mm-hmm.
actions that you put in motion to have this whole shit go down. This is you. You to blame for this shit. All you had to do was respect my father's wishes. None of this would have happened. And now you just want to go. I want to take my daughter and just go
Right.
away. I just want to go away. Take Criston Cole with you too. That's why Criston Cole should have picked up from the beginning, because she would have went. Like
Yeah.
unlike Rhaenyra, who had responsibilities, and she was like, "I ain't giving this shit up." If he would have
Mm-hmm.
put Alicent from the beginning, she would have bounced all them years ago with him and went over somewhere else and just lived
Mm.
off the land and shit. Now all of a sudden she done some nature trail walk, bathed in some water and shit, and now all of a sudden she just wants to be one with nature. Yeah,
Mm.
it's kind of ironic you want to be one with nature after your family's about to get their ass kicked.
Right.
After now, when you see all these new dragons pop up and everything else, and hear all these rumors, now all of a sudden you want to be one with nature, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch, please.
And
Ain't
the
no.
audacity for to ask, like, however she said it, come with me, or like, my place is right here. Uh, yeah. Why? Why? It is very odd. It is very odd. The whole trip. I wonder why they did it. Maybe something for the future of what's gonna happen to her. Um, for those who know what's gonna happen to her. So I wonder if that was the scene for that. But technically, not knowing, and hopefully in 2 years we'll remember this scene if it is a payoff. Um, yeah, and hopefully they will not do a really lengthy recap of the already lengthy scenes
Uh-huh.
in 2 years.
2 years. These people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to mute this stupid group chat. I'm in. These people are having fun like they like each other. Fucking idiots. I probably shouldn't be in the group chat with them. If that's the way I really feel, but it would be good and everything. Fuck these idiots. These guys are liking everything else. All right, that's how we feel about the Alicent Rhaenyra situation and all that. I can't have no love for you, Shorty. I don't got no love for her. I love she's a good looking woman. I wouldn't mind looking at her and stuff, but nah, Shorty, you can't come out here trying to bend the knee, trying to cop the plea now. You know, me personally, I don't accept plea cops. You know what I mean? You can't be copping the plea now after you've done wrong. Now all of a sudden you want to try to make up for this shit. Nah, that doesn't work for me. Kelly Johnson leaves a super chat. He says, makes no sense. Rise with her fam to the end. Yeah, she does in the books, but this chick in the book, this is not the same woman. This ain't the same woman in the books. This chick trying to break north with her daughter. This break north, this go, this get out of here and just call it a day. Like they wouldn't track your ass down and find you anyway. It's just unrealistic and everything else. I just don't like the. I mean, it's again. Is this a filler episode? Is this just filling the scenes? Is this something that we should see in the final episode of a season? To me, no.
Yeah.
What about you, LMR?
No, the whole thing, everything was really off. And when I said I think I was missing an episode, I actually am not kidding. When this was happening, I'm like, again, things are very busy. So I thought I missed something. Like, wait a minute, what episode is this? I kind of heard that it's number 8 and it should be the last one, but it does not feel like the last one right now. It's something is off. So again, this scene as well was very off. And if they're trying for it to continue next season in 2 years, they better do a good recap and very short one at that too, because this is just connected oddly. I don't get this scene and why it had to be put into this episode.
Yeah, 100%. It shouldn't have been put in this episode. There was no need for it. And again, when we look, I'm gonna try to think back right now. Chat, help me out if you can, because I don't remember. Season 1 of Game of Thrones. Let me look about some endings that made you want to watch the next season. Season 1 of Game of Thrones ended with Daenerys' birth of the dragons, right? That's how it ended.
Yeah, I think
Came
so.
out
Yeah,
the
that was
fire,
exciting.
she had 3
Right.
two butt naked. She had 3 dragons on her shoulders and shit. That's an ending that makes you say, "Oh shit, let's go!" Right?
They wanted after that. You want more dragons and you want more Daenerys. So
that's
I want to watch that. Yeah.
This episode end like that? Did they do anything like that on this episode to make it say, "Oh, this
gosh.
is good"?
I think they did a twist on when Daenerys was sailing with her army, right? When know that one episode, and then whoever it was it Corlys? No, not Corlys. Who was it? I can't even remember.
When Daenerys was coming. Daenerys.
No. And this episode on that ship, that one dude was it Tyler?
Oh, you had the Lannisters.
Lannister guy. Yeah. So I was like, oh my gosh. it just looks like seasickness, and it did not even look epic. It just looked like bad weather and one dude, and then why is he not slipping? I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna slip.
Yeah,
They should not have done that.
and the guys had on plate armor.
Oh,
Most sailors don't sail with plate armor
all right.
on there. Only ones in his books and everything else, they specifically point out that the Greyjoys are the only ones who do it because they're not afraid to drown because
Right.
they worship the drowned god.
Clothes are heavy in water. Those of us who were with clothes in water, that stuff is really heavy.
Let me stop this.
Yeah.
Real quick. All right. I guess people are anxious to talk to us. We're gonna have to start taking. We're gonna have to just start taking it and everything else. So it's just some bullshit. Motherfuckers ain't sailing no plate armor, no ship. Only the Ironborn. Yeah. They got this dude. And talking real quick, we're gonna take your calls in a second. Let me just get through this damn Volantis bullshit too. All right, this damn mud fighting shit.
Oh my gosh.
What did you think about the mud wrestling tournament?
Oh god. It was comedy. I didn't know I needed comedy in this. Like, I didn't think of it. Again, I didn't like it. They were like, it's a Lannister. Like, why are they treating a Lannister? Like, I don't know if that's the character, or based on this character, everybody else after him later on was very serious. Maybe they are still having some wounds from this, being embarrassed like this. This was very odd. Now, if it were, I'm sure for some people, if it were two ladies in that mud, that would be a different story. And less clothes, probably that would have been more fun for some people. But this was odd. I mean, I don't know.
All right, so this is going to be hard for me because I don't know the term. I heard that this actor who is a transsexual YouTuber who is now going into movies and stuff, and has had a couple of roles, and this was the one episode, and this was the episode. This was her shot. So I don't know how to depict it in the show, because in the show sometimes they called her she, and then sometimes they said he. All right, so I don't know how to show. I don't want to hear anyone giving me no bullshit about it. All right, I'm just gonna say she. All right, that's the way I'm just gonna say she. I don't know how they were doing it in the show, but this bitch here. All right, let me tell you about this bitch here. Number one, she gonna say here, I can't sail with anyone who can't defeat me. That was not no goddamn Stone Cold Steve Austin in that wrestling ring. I did not see The Rock in that. She sucked in that wrestling ring. She wasn't any good. This is a wimpy ass dude who couldn't really do nothing. He still whooped your ass. So you must sail with everybody if that's the case.
Right.
But this guy whooped your ass. Anyone can whoop your ass. I can't sail with anyone who can't. I'm thinking this is the undefeated Gaul from fucking Spartacus or something like that. The Orcales is coming out here like, you can't beat this motherfucker. This bitch got beat fucking in 2 seconds. Slipping and shit and falling down in this goddamn mud pit. This shit was just no need necessary. This is the rite of passage, the mud wrestling. And then this bitch had no skill. She had like, I can't sail with you unless you defeat me. Anyone can defeat you. There was nothing here that made you some. I didn't see you do no power bomb or tombstone to this motherfucker. Like, if you would have gave me some shit like that, I may have liked it. Suplex this motherfucker a couple of times, but to show me something. I see it did nothing. It was just terrible. Waste of goddamn time. And the actors, they had fun doing it. All right, there you go. All right, maybe they did and stuff like that. I've seen better mud fights. You know what I mean? On YouTube, man, and be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? So it was terrible. It looked like shit. It smelled like shit through the screen, and it just made no sense. It was just a waste of my time. I did not need to see that. If you're gonna do it, the way you do it, especially with these people who are supposed to be so goddamn tough, right? All these Atlantean people, they're supposed to be so tough. I didn't like the blue hair. I liked all that. The George R. Martin, 100%. That's great. Right, and when we get introduced to one of these dudes in Game of Thrones, the Dohaxis, or whatever the hell is this motherfucker's name, who was sleeping with Danny, that they changed the actor and shit after that. After that, that guy, he was a good fighter, right? That's what we learned. So that's what I'm thinking. Oh, you gotta best me, please. Best me.
I wonder if, again, people. I've never seen it. Obviously, I've never been in one, but like in a mud of any kind. But I wonder if this is about how tiring it is. Again, this is not the same as sand, but walking in the sand is terribly tiring. It's almost impossible. I'm out of breath when my feet hurt, my everything hurts when I walk in the sand. It's so difficult. I wonder. I'm sorry.
Dario the hardest.
Yes, right. But I wonder the whole mud thing. Was it supposed to show how strong you are on your, not strong because you have to have balance? Like, why do they have shoes on? I think it's better to be barefoot. And then just the oddness of it. Again, I don't know. Did it? It was never referenced before, right? In Game of Thrones.
No, never did they say
Any weird thing like that?
No, it was never a mud wrestling battle to win people over.
I was thinking more knives, like she's, or I was thinking she, for whatever reason, knives, maybe knives or something with strength. But this was comedy where I don't think I needed it at all.
Let them have a drinking contest. It would have been better.
Right.
If they did that, they went shot for shot until someone passed out. That'd be more realistic or something,
Yeah.
They did, it's like they were doing an Indiana Jones and shit. Something like that. They could have figured out something if they wanted some comedy. But again, we have to look at this whole situation as this is the final episode. Was this final episode worthy? It was not. This did nothing to me to make me want to watch next season. There's nothing that happened here that make me want to watch next season. I'm gonna watch it because I'm a fan, but I'm talking about the average person. They did nothing here that made you want to watch it and stuff. I'm telling you, if they would have did a drinking contest, that would have fit more in line about who those people were. You're gonna have to outdrink me. Rah, 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 and he beats you in that. More realistic, all right. Then we know, there you go. Now you're a man. You can go throw up after and everything else and all that. This is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is.
Agree.
And then, I want you, you're a good looking guy and you're kind of tough, so why don't you get all my wives pregnant? Get all my wives pregnant. This because you're mud wrestling with me. Now you can fuck all my wives and get every one of them.
Right, you can sing, you can do that, you can do other things, and just a strange choice to have the children, be just from this one person. Odd choice. I would not have picked that as somebody. If that's the toughest person, and all the wives, not just two of them.
You gotta have more.
On the safe side.
And you gotta blow it in every one of them. Now you can't pull out on every one of them. You gotta get them all
right.
pregnant.
How much time do we have, right?
Yeah, you gotta get them all.
How long is that journey?
And what do your wives look like? Number one,
right?
You didn't put that on the table. You ain't show me the wives.
Yeah,
you just telling me to do this. You gotta show me. They could be from House Frey and shit.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I ain't having that.
Hopefully the good side.
There's only one good one out of the whole house. I mean, the odds are against you.
What are the odds, right? Well, I guess, yeah.
The odds are against you. I think the last thing we didn't touch on is this dude being locked up, Alicent's father being locked up in the cage. What do you think about that? I mean, that's a cliffhanger. I didn't mind.
That's the only one for me. And I was surprised that what's his name? Aegon, the king. I keep forgetting their names. That he actually went with him with Laris. Yeah, that he actually did decide on that. Yeah, that's the only scene I'm interested in. Do you think that it was Laris? Like he imprisoned him because he wanted to be the hand, and since he was not, he's like, nobody. If I can be the hand, nobody will.
It's a good chance he could have done that. Laris, it seems like something he would do. It could have been the House Beesbury for what they did to their guy. It could be them. He could be bagged up by them. There's a couple of people who didn't really like him, that he could have definitely did something like that with him and everything else. So I mean, it's one of them in the end, you know what I mean, did it. So that to me was the best cliffhanger they left on.
Yeah.
Because I go, who got this dude locked up? That's good. There you go.
Right.
There you go. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Have someone chasing the dragon, all this fucking up and down over the mountain and through the woods.
And then the scene with the dragon and her, like in front of the dragon, they could have at least done it closer, like she's like face to face.
Something.
Like a little,
She's still all the way up the hill looking at the dragon.
Right.
Like she could have at least you could have had her chase the dragon, get to the top of the hill, and slide down, slide, tumble all the way down in this mud. Now you can use some mud. The mud should have been there. She tumbles in the mud, she stumbles, and then she looks up, and then the dragon's looking right down at her, something like that.
Right.
You gotta do something like that if you want to do something like that. It's gotta be a dramatic situation. She's she opens her eyes, and the dragon's right there on her. You know what I mean? Gotta be something like that if you want to do something. The way you did it, it just didn't work for me and everything. All right, we're gonna open up the phone lines right now. Let me set this thing up. Sorry, it takes a second. Hello, if you want to just speak to people.
Oh, speak to people.
Just speak to people while I set this up.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what else to. I don't want to say complain. Complain. I was looking forward to the entire season, and like I said, I did love episode number 7, and there were other ones that were great as well. But that literally the last episode was quite not what I expected. I was actually hoping that there will be fire, like proper fire in there. Oh, we're getting a call.
We are getting a call.
Nice.
Let's see if we take this call. 404.
Marcus Jones.
To accept.
Oh my God! I just accepted the call. He hung up on me.
Oh,
Marcus Jones, you just hung up on us, man. We accepted the call and you hung up on us. But call right back, man. Call right back, man. I don't know what happened. Something must have happened. It took too long for me to accept it, but I just accepted it. So Marcus Jones, if you can't call back, anyone else want to call in, got something to say? All right, here we go.
There we go.
And it is Marcus.
Call from
Marcus Jones.
What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Tony? What's up, everybody?
What is the deal, Marcus?
Yeah, now I would not hang up on you when I call in. I don't do that. And Sonic, I see your comment. I am not with Sprint. Okay, we're not. But see, what happened was, I think it was ringing for too long, and it just hung up on me. So, right as you answered it, that's after it already cut me off. So I was like, oh shoot, I got to call back. So, but yeah, it's good hearing you guys' commentary on this last episode, and I agree with a lot of what y'all have said. That this episode, after thinking about it, it was kind of a waste of time in a lot of areas. Because really episode 9 kind of felt more like a finale, with the dragon seeds getting their dragons and Rhaenyra having the advantage this time. Because remember, we had last season with Rhaenyra being at a disadvantage. She lost her son. She just found out about, them taking the throne from her, and she was in a dark place. And now we could have ended it with Rhaenyra being triumphant with getting all those dragons by her side and her having that look at the end of the episode. And that would have been cool for me. What do you think about that?
Can you say it again?
Oh, yeah, sure. So I was saying how this season finale kind of felt a little bit like a waste of time in a lot of places where, we had some things that I feel like a lot of people just didn't really care for, and how in the last season that the finale ended with Rhaenyra being at a disadvantage, right? With her losing her son, and her losing a dragon, and her being in a really dark place and a grieving place. And now we could have ended it at episode 7, where she was in a triumphant place, where that would have been a really cool setup for next season, where we could have had Battle of the Gullet and things like that start up at the next season with her having all those dragons. You know what I'm saying?
I agree 100%. They should have ended it definitely on a high note for Rhaenyra, since they did the low note for it. He should have did something for her to make her know, like, even if you have, like, you put her on dragon back leading the army, and you see her looking down at King's Landing with all her dragons behind her, and they're like right hovering above or something like that. Now you're talking. Then she could put the charge symbol like that, like, when you see them all about to go, and then you end it like that. Now we good. Now everybody hyped up.
Or if you see her with her dragons and everybody, so okay, and that, imagine Tony. I just thought about it. Okay, listen to this. So she goes to Harrenhal, gets Daemon, gets the people on her side or whatever, and she tells Daemon, "We go for King's Landing now. Get on Caraxes, let's go." She gets all the dragon seeds, all the people, and they fly to King's Landing. And the minute that King's Landing is in sight, the credits end.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Now you're talking. Now you're talking, especially if you have her give the the charge sound, like, let's go right now, and they all just but that's it.
Like, y'all, we ride at dawn. Let's go. It's time for me to get my throne. The Greens have done all this BS to besmirch my claim and everything that's going on. I'm sick of it. And then, okay, so the Alicent and Rhaenyra scene. First of all, I agree with LMR when she said that I don't believe that this scene was needed. I agree with you because it feels like they're trying to, even though, yes, this story is about Alicent and Rhaenyra and how society has put them against each other and things like that. However, time for talking is over. Okay? We are at war now. I tried to talk with you when I was dressed up as a church lady on Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
We were praying together.
Mm-hmm.
I asked you to have your people chill out and things like that, but you said there's nothing I can do, Rhaenyra, is do that because Alicent had the advantage. Mm-hmm. And now when she doesn't have the advantage, she wants to double back on everything that she was either a part of, knew about, or caused herself. And that luxury is something that you cannot afford anymore. It is wartime. You want to come at me when I have all these dragons on my side now, all these people in my army now, and you want me to stand down over something that was left to me by my father, your husband, who you admitted never loved you to begin with.
Mm-hmm. And then
I'm so sorry.
And she tried to play her. The whole thing was she tried to play her with that. Like, oh, you know that your father always thought about your mother. He never really loved me like that. Like, trying to get on her good side.
It was a manipulation tactic.
Yeah, like I'm trying to get on the good side and shit. Like, come on, bitch. This is some whack shit. Come on.
And that's the thing about Alicent that I can't stand is that she's a manipulative lady. Like, I'm like, lady, why do you keep manipulating to try to get what you want, especially when things are not in your favor? I'm so sorry, that's not how that works.
Exactly.
We tried to have a conversation about it earlier. You said there's nothing we can do because the cards were in your favor.
Mm-hmm. If I
now,
like real quick, if I would, let me just say, I'm just gonna make a hypothetical.
Yeah.
I was sleeping, if I slept with my brother's wife or something like that, which I would never do. I'm just making something up. And then he wound up getting divorced from her or something. And then all of a sudden we're sitting around and be like, when she was with me, she told me that, you were always the one she truly loved. That ain't gonna make him feel no better. He's still gonna say, you fucked my sister, you fucked my wife. What the hell do I get?
Exactly.
She said, what was that? That can't work. That shit don't work here. That's what this bitch tried to pull. And that shit ain't working here.
Plus, I was saying in the comments earlier too that Alicent always underestimates the people around her and the amount of violence and treachery that they can have. Because remember what she said. She was saying, okay, Rhaenyra, come to King's Landing, get your throne back, spare everybody, we gonna be good. Alicent doesn't realize that when she gets back to King's Landing, Aegon and Aemon are gonna be gone.
Mm-hmm.
So when Rhaenyra eventually goes to King's Landing, from what we're seeing, because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, from what we're seeing, she's going to go to King's Landing, and the minute that Rhaenyra does not see those boys there, she's going to think that Alicent is trying to trick her, which will pit her against her even more.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100% with you on that. 100%.
So it's like Alicent is failing time and time again to understand people. Even though, yes, you were a queen at one time, you were this and that, but Alicent, unfortunately, you don't know everybody as well as you think you do. Even Rhaenyra. Because everything that has happened to her, everything that you have either been a part of, knew about, or caused, either inadvertently or knowingly, has led everything to this. And it's all because you failed to understand that Viserys was not talking about Aegon, even though she would never have known about the prophecy anyway. But you could have at least questioned it and said, hey, I don't know if he's talking about Aegon because isn't he named after the Conqueror? And isn't this whole situation a little bit too, like, otherworldly for Aegon to even understand? And plus, he's not even his heir. So why would I think? Go ahead.
And the whole thing, too, I want to say real quick is that, this is the same chick that when this chick gave birth demanded she run upstairs, bloody leg, blood dripping down her thighs to show her the baby. Do people forget about this bitch? What this bitch was pulling to her?
Show didn't. We show didn't.
Right?
Well,
and now all of a sudden she asked
Black
him to bend the knee when we know what the fuck you've been. This chick got an umbilical cord hanging out of a pussy, and you said, "Nah, get your ass up here."
Exactly. It's like she is literally like I lose brain cells when it comes to her logic. It really makes me upset. And I know you have other callers, so I don't want to be on for too long. And again, I really do appreciate you and just everything that you've done to hold us down this season. And I also appreciate Gray Area and LMR, just everyone who helps this, who keeps the heartbeat of the fandom going. I appreciate y'all so much. And then lastly, I want to say Otto can stay where he's at. I don't care. He can stay in prison. He can stay in rot, because the minute Otto comes back, it's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's going to be an issue. And then the very, very last thing is that we lost so much screen time for things that could have been better spent. Like, we could have gotten a line of dialogue from Daemon. We could have gotten a line of dialogue from anything else. We could have eliminated the entire Lannister scene. Hated it. Did not care for it. We could have gotten so much other stuff that we needed to see happen. They could have set up the Battle of the Gullet a whole lot better. Like a lot of this stuff had wasted screen time, and that is why it is the lowest rated episode this entire season. It's a mess. Anyway, thank you so much, Tony, and great to see you, LMR, and great to see everyone in the chat. I'm glad to be here, and I'll get off now so you can have other people call in. But thanks again, Tony, for everything you've done.
Truly appreciate it, brother.
Great call.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Call.
How'd you feel about that call, Elmar?
Oh, I loved it. I loved everything that was said. I was just listening at it. I was just nodding because I completely agree with everything. It's nice to hear that it's again, we are seeing it in a chat being said, but it's really nice also hearing it.
It is. Listen, and I know people may have liked to see the ending, and I would not tell you not to like it. But I don't know how you. We got another call coming in here.
Yeah.
Call from
Hicks.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
What's going on? You rock with the Don Tony Teflon and Lady LMR. Who we speaking to?
My name's Hicks, man. What's happening with you, Tony? What's happening, LMR?
What's going on, boss?
Not much, man. Watching this show, I guess my whole thing is I've been realized it, but number one, the whole Daemon thing, like, so what, is Daemon a green seer now? And he's always been a green seer? Like, that was confusing because correct me if I'm wrong, but only green seers like Bran and people like that can touch the damn trees and see what's going to happen in the future.
All right. So he ain't no damn green seer. All right. Green, anyone want to say that he is just, a Daemon stan. It's not a green seer. You can the three-eyed raven, whoever it is, the last green seer, can show anyone a vision if they touch the weirwood tree. He can project that into anybody's head as long as you're connected to the weirwood tree, and that's what he did. He's just showing Daemon the future, giving him a flash forward. It's not that Daemon is all of a sudden this green seer. He is not a green seer. That's just not what it is. If people want to say it is, they just stands for Daemon, just trying to give him Daemon could do everything. Best fighter, he a green seer, he a walker, he everything. Not at all.
Yeah, like that. So that right there was a bit confusing right there. I was like, man, what's going on? And I seen the dude right there with the horns. Is that supposed to be the protectors that guard the Owl of Faces? Like
yes.
That little creature that was.
Okay, so that's who that was supposed to be.
All right, that makes sense. And then my next thing is like Rhaenyra, like they stripped Nettles' character, and it appears to me, again, correct me if I'm wrong, it seemed like they split her character up between Nettles' character up between Rhaenyra and then Alicent Rivers. And like as I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm like, well, wait, like, so what's about like, because like to me, I like this whole backstory is kind of just messed up how they switch it around, because it's Jace that sends his two brothers to Pentos, and then the ship gets captured by the she captures and all that stuff. So, like, is now, since Rain is out chasing this damn dragon in the Vale, is she going to blame Rhaenyra? Like, or how is that going to happen with her two kids? Like, how are they going to separate the two younger boys and everything like that? So,
that's
like, is she going to blame?
That's what I think, and I'm going to go into a little spoilery, but it's what I think is going to happen. So that's how Rhaenyra is going to not like her, right? So we know that Rhaenyra didn't like Nettles because of the rumors that she was sleeping with Daemon, and then she eventually calls for her execution. I think Rhaenyra's excuse is going to be that she left those kids, and those kids are going to get captured. And that'll give Rhaenyra the excuse not to like her, and they'll use that instead of her bastardy.
Yeah, and so like, and I can see that definitely. I don't. Maybe Daemon will finally be a dad, and maybe that'll be the final draw that draws a wedge in between them. If she gets the calling for Rhaenyra's head, I can see Daemon not going for that. And like the whole season, I mean, like this last episode, it just seemed like a big ass. Like, you know how you go to the movies and they give you a preview? The movies just seemed like it was going to be a preview. The whole episode just seemed like a preview for the Battle of the Gullet. And it's like, I think that like they kind of, with the montage at the end, it looks like they kind of set it up like pretty good, because you got all this stuff going on. The Triarchies coming. You got, you got Corlys and these guys going to the ships. They're suiting the dragon seeds up and everything like that. But it's like, and damn, like if y'all wasn't gonna give us the Ballast of the Gullet, we couldn't see Darion and his dragon. We just got to see this little purple thing flying in the sky. Like, we don't get to see that. We don't get to see a face up of the dragon that Rain is chasing. Like, I just feel like there was a lot of stuff in this past episode that didn't need to be there. And then the stuff that they could have, like, if you wasn't gonna give us the Battle of the Gullet, then you were supposed to give us something else. Like it was cool to see Daemon have like this premonition of what's gonna happen of early, like, sometime in the future, but it wasn't enough to captivate my attention. Like, damn, like this was good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was weird. Like,
this wasn't like a date that made you can't wait for the second date. Right? This is the type of date you go out with a chick, or if your chick go out with a guy, and you have a couple of drinks, but there was no sparks. There was no sparks there that made you like, I can't wait to see this chick again. There was no sparks. There's no sparks in this episode. that make me. I can't wait for 2 years. 2 years, I ain't even thinking about 2 years from now. I got other shit to watch. You know, and that's just about ain't nothing there.
Yeah. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought in the books like Alicent River kind of practices almost a lower like Melisandre type vibe, not the old gods. Or am I tripping? That's how I interpret it, anyways.
Who's vibe? Who are you talking about?
Alicent Rivers. I thought in the books like she's kind of more or less kind of like Melisandre, like she practices like the that thing, the same thing, the allure and all that stuff. Like they switched her over to like the old gods and everything. And I was trying to get why she was crying. Like, was she crying because she became fond of Daemon and now she showed Daemon the future? She knows Daemon's gonna die, like, or is she crying because it's gonna be the end of dragons? But she understands that, you know, 200 years later or less than 200 years later, like, you know, Dany's gonna give birth to new dragons. Like, so that was a weird dynamic between those two. Her crying at his bedside, that was weird. What do you think that was about, her crying? Like, because I remember the Nettles thing when Daemon in the books, the last time he seen Nettles, like, you know, she killed the damn black ram, and then like he sits her on her dragon and she flies off, and then he goes and meets Aemon. So it kind of mirrored like that, but I don't like. That's what I'm saying. Like it seems like they made Alicent Rivers take that half of like Nettles' character of like somebody that changes Daemon, like, or something, like, you know what I mean? But it's just weird how they chose to do it.
Yeah, so people wanted to say, this is the whole thing. This is why the Melisandre thing pops up. Because people in the fandom wanted to believe that she's Melisandre. And they have put out all these bullshit theories. And I'm be honest, they were all bullshit. And about how she's Melisandre, and Melisandre was alive this time, so it has to be Melisandre. You know, everybody, listen, I'm be honest with you right now, brother. You know, people in fandoms, they want to make up theories because they have nothing else to say. So they want to be the one who figured something out. So they'll come up with any bullshit that sounds kind of logical just to say they made something up so they can feel special about themselves, right? And it's Melisandre. She Melisandre. Melisandre was around this time, so it could be Melisandre. No, it's not. No, it's not. I said it from the beginning. She has a birth. She has her father. She has a mother. She was a child. They seen her grow up. It can't be her. Not the way it is.
Yeah.
So you get these things like that when you have that. That is the reason why people bring up this lore and stuff like that. She was always a woods witch type chick. She was always into things like that. She was never into the red magic, red god. She was always doing woods witchy thing. And woods witch is just an explanation for a woman who practices, who believes into like the old gods and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, man. Like, so it's like, the show is so divergent from the books, it kind of is hard to keep up with. Like I said, like, Jace is the one who actually sends his two brothers out. Now it looks like they're going to blame Rhaenyra for that. It's just, it's a lot going on. Daemon, like, it's like, man, like, he gave the speech, and I ain't gonna lie, like, I wasn't too impressed by the speech. I thought it was gonna be more galvanizing than that.
That speech sucked. I think it was great. That speech was. I've heard some great speeches in Game of Thrones, right? Great ones. This speech was stupid. This was not a good. Whoever wrote this speech should be fired. I'll get the other people. The speech that the dude in Night's Watch that everybody hated. Sir Allison Thorne. Everyone hated Sir Allison Thorne. No one ever liked him. But when he gave that speech when the Wildlings attacked, everybody would fight for him at that moment. You know what I mean? And this dude couldn't give a speech as good as that. It just didn't work.
Yeah. So that kind of threw me off. I was like, damn, bro, y'all just gave my man the world's most horrible speech. Like, that shit was not gallant. Like, it didn't make, man, like, he couldn't motivate a damn pack of ants to make a damn anthill. Like that's how bad that shit was. But yeah, man, thank you for your time. I appreciate it and everything, brother. Once again, man, blessings to you, big dog. Hello to you, LMR, and all that good stuff, man. Blessings to all y'all. Appreciate the content, man. and all that good stuff, brother. So thank you again, brother.
No, thanks, bro. Thanks for the call. Call back anytime.
Yes, sir. Blessings, King.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
Another great call, and I completely agree about the speech part. I mean, this is Matt Smith. I love him from. I think I first heard of him and saw him in Doctor Who, and he had some great speeches there. Again, he was he was a lord, and yeah, they missed out on him doing this.
Oh, it's called a rapid fire. We got two
Yeah.
at the same time. All right, all right.
Call from
King Aegon Targaryen.
to accept, press
All right,
1.
KP.
To send
All right, Jesus, KP. I gotta hang up on you, dude. What is that? I'm sorry. What was that? Did you hear that, Elmo?
Yes, it sounded, I don't know, like many things. My brain just.
What was that?
It was like somebody backing up.
Yeah, it was like I was hurting my ears. Yeah, Heiser family. So Tony, are you sure? I guarantee you it ain't coming out for 2 years. 2 years, guarantee. That's definitely what it is. It's not coming out next year. All right, we'll take this one.
call from
JD.
Is it a J?
to accept, press
JD?
1.
Oh, what's going on, JD the Dragon?
What's happening, Tony? How you doing, my brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Just wanted to come on and talk for a second about this so-called final episode.
Yes, sir.
Dude, I don't think I've ever been let down by a finale in a long time, but that felt so short. Like, I agree with everybody. It felt like a really long preview of what was going to happen. I'm like, no, like, we need something to happen. Like you said, we need something that's going to pull us in, want us to watch, want us to wait 2 years to see what happens next. And dude, like I said in my comment, it's kind of like, meh, all right, whatever. I'll watch it because I'm a fan, but you don't have my undivided attention anymore.
Yeah, I agree 100%. There was nothing here. Like I said, season 1, we go season 1 Game of Thrones. We go through every season. You go season 1 Game of Thrones, and you see Daenerys with the 3 dragons. That makes you want to say, hey, she got 3 baby dragons. What happens next? Like, you're into it.
Right.
It sets it up. It didn't have to be someone dying and killing. It didn't have to be anything like that. Even though Mirror Master did die in the fire pit and everything else, and you did get some of that. But it was that scene that you seen her in that dragon. I remember my man Joe Rivera, who never watched the show. I told him to watch the show and everything else. He never read the books or anything. As soon as that episode ended, he texted me, "Dragon, son." And that was it. You know what I mean? Right. I get that feeling. There's no feeling like that. There's nothing that happens here to give you a feeling like that in this episode.
Like, in all honesty, all they could have done, they could have given us 10 more minutes. You see the ships from fucking the Triarchy showing up. You see the Dragon Riders getting on their dragons. Then you can end it. I would be intrigued then. Okay, now we know the battle's coming. But you don't even know, like, all they're doing, like, we've seen some armies moving. It's like, okay, so we're either going to start season 3 off with a bang, and it's going to be a chaos from the very beginning, or we're going to get another preview before episode 2, and it actually happens.
Yeah, you better not all of a sudden season 1 next all of a sudden that you see him sitting on the shore drinking, like, all right, we're almost there. We're about to get this battle now. What do you think it's gonna be? You better hit that floor running. Like, these ships better crash into each other. It better go down as soon as those credits stop rolling.
Right. And like, I just recently reread this part of Fire and Blood, and I'm like, dude, season 3 is going to be crazy because there's so much that happens between now and King's Landing.
There is. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. That's why you could have put some of this stuff in this season, because there's so much more stuff that's got to happen there. You could have put a couple of things and ended it on that and still not reach King's Landing yet.
Right. Well, I was betting on the next battle that comes up in the books. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what's going to end the season. It's going to be perfect. And I'm like, oh, we get the build up, and now I just get to stand around for 2 years and okay, this is bullshit. Like I said in your comments, dude, like, Game of Thrones, dude, everybody was bashing season 8 with how bad it ended. I was one of them. House of the Dragon season 2 episode 8. Hold my beer. I'll show you how it's done. It's like, seriously,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. They just. I mean, listen. I'm not trying to diss it or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm really just giving my honest opinion here. I would have rather them ended on the them claiming the dragon pit scene.
Oh, dude, I would have been perfect with that. Like, all right, we got to build up, ready to go for season 3. This is gonna be great because we all know it's coming. But it'd have been nice. But ending like they did, where they're just putting pieces into places, it's like, well, okay, cool.
Yeah, they got this fucking off the white putting his feet up on the table, eating chicken. Give me more chicken. Bring more chicken, motherfucker.
Oh,
who do you think you are? Your dragon's not standing next to you now. That's like someone talking shit and their gun is in the other room. Like your gun over there. You think you're gonna make it to that gun before I get your ass, motherfucker? What do you think's going on in your mouth like that?
All from the NPC in Skyrim of, I remember you adventure till I took an arrow in my knee too. Oh, I'm entitled. I have a dragon now. It's like, dude, you're a horrible character.
Yeah, nah, bro. So, listen, that's somebody who Daemon needed to be there for. Because as soon as he acted up like that, Daemon would have took his head off, and that would have been the end of it. It would have been. Oh, that would have been perfect. It would have been over. See, Daemon needs to be in a scene like that with Off the White. Give me more chicken. Oh, you want more chicken? All right, there your chicken. Hey, there your chicken, bro. There your chicken. You got the chicken. Right. That's it. And then he took his head, and when he just took his head and put the chicken in his mouth while he's dead. He's chicken, boy. You wanted that chicken that bad, right? You know what I mean? It would have been. It should have been something like that.
The other thing that really got me was the way they portrayed the other. Dude, that was horrible. They could have edited some footage from Game of Thrones with the White Walkers and the others for that. Like, I looked at it, I'm like, that is so cartoonish looking. It's bad. Like, it was really bad.
It was. It reminded me of the first White Walker that they showed in the first couple of seasons, like that Cookie Monster, the Cookie Monster White Walker, like the one that they showed in the shadow that looked like Cookie Monster. It was like they went backwards. Like, dude, there's no way you couldn't have got, because I've seen better ones at cons. I've seen better White Walkers at cons, and I'm not like they no CGI, and that's what it is. Yeah. And they couldn't come up with nothing better than this motherfucker right here. Come on, man.
Like, I enjoyed the werewood scene, seeing all the visions and all that, with the ending with Dany sitting there with the dragon scroll. I was like, that was cool, but I was like, did we have to throw the wannabe 2-year-old CGI White Walker in it? That was horrible.
Yeah, they.
No, I just wanted to come in, say my piece, man. I appreciate it. It.
You know, I got nothing but love for you, JD. You've been rocking, from day one, right? And never gonna change.
Yep. Hi, Elamar. It's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you or hear you.
But yeah, man. Thanks for letting me come in and speak my piece. I'll let somebody else call in and take your show over. I'll be in the chat, bro.
All right, brother. Peace out.
Later.
Yeah, Al. JD speaks sense on this. He speaks on this and everything he's saying here. You know what I mean? It's just I got 2 popping up. All right, let's take this one. The first one I call.
Call from
Scott of Greywater Watch.
All right.
To accept.
What's going on, Scott? You're rocking with the Lady and the Don right here, talking about
what's up
the dragon.
What's up, Elamar? What's up, Tony?
What's going on?
I hate to keep piling on, but that's the worst security ever. And did Alicent just forget the war happened? Did she just forget Rhaenys and Lucerys? She's like, oh, hey, guess what? Can we be friends again? How did she not end up captured or dead? Is my main question. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, she should have just went in there singing Bismarcky, like you got what I need. Hey, you might as well, because that's about the chances you had of her jumping on your side after all the shit you done.
Oh, Helaena was about the only thing that really kind of saved it for me. Like the whole episode, the whole scene with Daemon's vision was at least a little cool.
Yeah. Helena's been great the whole every season, right? There's nothing Helaena has done wrong. The actress, whether it was a young Helaena all the way to the older Helaena, has always done a fantastic job.
Yeah. I don't know. The writers need to get their shit together. I guess it was the strike. I don't know what was up.
It was something, because they might be right on the next season when it comes out. They may get a strike they don't want. Listen, I'm sure you've seen the trailer for Dunkin' Egg, and this little teaser trailer for that looks good. So hopefully that Dunkin' Egg does a job to hold people over.
Hell yeah, 7 on 7. Bring it on.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I'll get off.
All right, man.
Have a good one.
Call.
And I keep forgetting, they cannot hear me, right? I don't know what the setup is, so.
Yeah, no, they can't hear you for some reason.
Yeah.
Let me take this. I think this is
Call
KP.
from
Me.
to accept, press 1.
KP, what's going on?
All sorts of things. First of all, I was just back in my car out the driveway. So, like, if there was just one more bang, I would have been done. But whatever.
Is that
all right,
what
whatever.
your car sounds like when it backs up like that? Holy
I have a very big truck.
That shit is
I have a
that shit sounds like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I have a
tractor trailer.
I have a big truck. She's a sexy girl. She's a very sexy big truck. Anyways, on to some hot D.
I got it.
Some hot.
Go ahead, bro.
On to some hot D. All right, question. Why is Otto in the same little dog kennel that he was keeping Rican? That's a question. They're just leaving that open. I don't really want to answer for that. It's more of a, maybe he deserved it, whatever. But that was interesting. The werewood scene, the Daemon White Walker dream. If you absolutely wanted to connect, to make a direct line connection between House of the Dragons and Game of Thrones, and you absolutely had to do that, I believe the way they did was pretty good. But did they have to do it? I would have preferred not to, or I would have preferred to defer that to like later on in season 3. Because it ain't gonna change. It's not going to change what's going to happen in the interim, so whatever. You guys are talking about Aemon coming back to try to get his sister involved. Like that was some crazy shit. Like he had to know that wasn't going to work. Then he come in to try to seduce her in weird Targaryen incest way, and she wasn't having it then. And I just feel like they've kind of made Aemon a lot. Aemon is a lot dumber and a lot weaker of spirit than he is in the book, which is a choice. I don't necessarily disagree with the choice. I don't love it, but I don't necessarily disagree with it. It's a way to play it. But one of the callers before said something that stuck to me. Is like, we didn't, at the end of episode 8, we didn't learn anything that we didn't know at the end of season 7, which is kind of true. Like, we knew that with these dragons, she was going to take King's Landing. So why not at least let us see a 90-second montage of them walking through the gates, and of the gold cloaks, turning the cloaks over and having black on this other side of the cloaks, and all of them do it all at once. And you can see that the gold cloaks now are all on Team Black. And then you see Daemon and Rhaenyra just storming into the throne room, and then it just the screen splashes, and then all you see is Rhaenyra sitting down, crown on her head, and that's it. Let's call it. I didn't even need to see a whole bunch of fights. I just show them storming in, little quick montage, 90 seconds.
I think KP, real quick. What happened here is that when you have the ending of episode 7, and you have Rhaenyra standing there looking towards King's Landing with the dragons behind her. You did nothing to advance that ending that you just gave us.
Correct. You told us more of the same stuff. Yeah, she's going to attack, and yeah, like Daemon is back on side, so like we have that. Yeah, Daemon is angry and he's driving around trying to kill people. Yeah, we knew all these things at the end of the last episode. Like, if you weren't going to show us her taking King's Landing, if you weren't going to show us like Criston Cole going up against whomever's army and getting his ass kicked, if you weren't going to show us something, if you weren't going to show us something new, if you weren't even going to show us Daron, you weren't even going to show us Daron getting on his dragon and going to help his brother Aemon to fuck niggas up. Like, we didn't even get that. We got pure blue balls. Like, bruh, like, listen, okay, let me calm down. Let me calm down.
I don't even know.
Calm down a little bit.
I don't even know if it's blue balls because I don't even know if they got you hard on this one. I don't even know if they worked you to that point.
Yeah.
I don't even think blue balls.
Yeah.
I don't even think they got you hard on this one.
Yeah, this might sound weird to everybody else, but Tony, you get me, right? Have you ever dated a girl with a 3-month rule?
With a what?
A 3-month rule. Like for the first 90 days.
3 months. 3 months.
Date a girl,
shit.
Right. So if you ever date a girl with a 3-month rule, you kind of have two options. One, you say, you know what? Fuck this. 3 months, not worth it. Two, you say, challenge accepted. And you wait your 3 months out, and then you make sure she enjoys it, bung, 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 and then you cut and run. Dude. But this is
woman can wait 3 months around her rule. It's gonna be broken as soon as you're alone. They don't want to wait in 3 months to get all this. You crazy? That never happened. That may be a plan going in, but that shit is going away after one day.
This is what they did. They made me take they put me through a 3-month rule for a girl that I don't even like. So now I have to wait 3 months to see a girl I don't even like because I already know she's taking something because I already know Rhaenyra is going to claim sheep stealer, and if she doesn't, then that whole fucking storyline is stupid. If she goes and she touches sheep stealer and she just runs away, and she doesn't claim, then I'm taking the TV off forever. I'm not watching any more TV because you're just wasting my goddamn time. If that's so obviously she's going to get sheep stealer. So like all the questions that were answered at the end of episode 7, they're still answered in episode 8, and we have no new questions. We just have the same, like, okay, well, you told us it was going to happen, so just show us it's happening. Let's see that it's fucking happening, because it seems as though these people are just happy to just sit around and eat sweet meats and cakes and shit, because that's all we see for fucking doing.
You could have ended it in episode 7 and got the exact same results that you did from 8.
And cut the whole episode, cut the whole of episode 8 and fast forward to season 3, episode 1. You didn't even need this episode. All this bullshit about Alicent's coming to try to cut a deal. Alicent, why you don't go fuck yourself? You know very well that will make no damn sense. All right, no problem, cool. You know very well that will make. Why didn't you just take your daughter and go to fucking Essos like you said you was going to? Why do you just do it? Why you come here to try to cut this deal now because you're losing? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? What, first of all, I don't see how it would be possible, given that Aemon kind of knows that his mother isn't on side and would probably be looking at her like a hawk. So, like, that means she has to have some real good Secret Service skills to get out of there in the first place, right? But then you get over there in a skiff and you paddle over to black because and then if you didn't paddle over, so whose ship did you take? You see, you took one the king's ship that Aemon doesn't know it's gone. Like there's so much, like on a logistical point, it's like it doesn't make sense. But then on a story point, it's like everything she said there, she could have been sent on a pigeon. That you could have sent a raven, bitch. You could have sent a raven with a special pink colored fucking parchment so that they know it's from you, and like you read it and then she reads it and she nods and she smirks a little bit and then she looks at the camera and then it falls on the ground and then you hear her say it. Alicent is on side and that's it, and boom, they take the castle. Like that, it doesn't make sense that you would endanger your life to that level to jump in here and like hope that Rhaenyra isn't mad at you. Hope that Rhaenyra isn't mad enough to just kill you right there. Because, quite frankly, what would she have lost by killing Alicent right there? What would she have lost?
I'm with you on this, KP, man. I'm with you.
Because to me,
I'm with you on this.
Alicent is just the king's mother. And Alicent is the king's mother, and the king has gone. So, like, she's the mother of the guy. She's the mother of the guy who is her son, and is in charge, but doesn't really even like her, and she doesn't even really like him. So, like, Emma might be like, oh, they killed the bitch? All right. So on to the thing.
Wait,
I don't think
you got to call me back because it's been over 10 minutes. Yeah, LMR can't communicate back. She's just sitting here. It's rude for me just to have her sitting here. I got to give her a chance to respond to everything you said.
Yeah. So you go later.
All right, go ahead, Ellen. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I loved it. I was enjoying KP. It was a great rant. I loved it. I agree with what he's saying. Definitely, I cannot disagree. Even the whole 3-month thing, I was laughing at that. I'm sorry. Who would want to wait for something good for 3 months? I mean, people are crazy. Life is short. Oh my God, enjoy it.
3 months. All right, let's take this call.
Yeah.
And then me and you're gonna chat.
Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
All right, since that person didn't even want to leave their name or anything like that, I don't even we need to hear from that person at all. We don't know. They trying to troll us to be something.
KP's very passionate about what he's saying, and I truly I agree with him. I agree with what he was saying.
I just said 3 months.
So many things said. So many. Yeah.
Look at damn 3-month rule. I heard you telling me took it out 3 months.
3-month rule.
Are you out of your goddamn
If I like what I like, why would I wait for a good meal? I want to have so much of it in the 3 months. Like, oh my God. Anyway.
Right, 3 months. Hey, shit.
Everybody has their own, approach, but if you like something, then you like something. Why wait
those 3-month girls are the same girls that you could just say, let me put the tip in, and they say,
oh gosh,
okay, just the tip. Those are the 3 months girls. Those are the same ones who say they will fall for that lie are the same ones who say 3 months.
Oh my God, what's the point? I mean, I'm sure there is some point to that point of what they anyway. It's funny.
All right, let's go back.
Yeah.
Let's go back. I'm Game of Thrones. House of the goddamn dragon.
Right.
Let's go back to this episode and everything else. And we're up to my man Mandrell up in the building, rocking with us and everything. Who was the AK-47 that showed up? She's up in here. Anybody else in here that didn't say anything else like that? That didn't give a chance to shot. Fernandez T is up in the building, rock. If anyone just came through and everything else and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, in the end, as I said, if you ended it on episode 7, you would be exactly where you are right now. It did not advance the story anywhere in this thing. All right, let's see who this person is. It's the same person.
Call from
Simone.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don Tony Teflon and Lady Lamar. Who are you speaking to?
Hi, my name is Simone. How are you?
I'm fine, Simone. What's going on?
Oh, okay. So I just had to call in for a second. I like House of Dragons too. But Oath, y'all really doing Oath kind of bad because sure, he had an attitude, right? But initially he embraced his bastard brother. You don't do that in his world. Somebody could stab you, take your money, take your wallet, take your bag of gold. So Oath was disrespected too. What about his disrespect? And I don't think if Daemon was there, it would have went down like that, because I think Daemon already would have checked, oh boy, because he already took him out to the dragon, was like, look, you ain't doing nothing, last season. So that's all I want to say. And I like your show. Thank you, LMR and Tony Teflon and Don for, answering my call.
Thank you for calling in. We appreciate it. We'll answer your question right now.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Peace. Stay sexy. All right. Look, LMR. LMR. Off the fucking white. Dude come to your house, puts his feet up on the table and starts demanding more chicken. Well, how's that going for you? How do you feel about Off the white?
Oh my gosh. Some people, manners are like just I hate people without manners. Like that is, and again, there's no excuse. He was raised where he was raised. He knows what he's doing. He knows he's being not polite. There's no respect. I really don't like that. I don't think he probably would have made great snack for my dragon, if not right away, right after, because I remember and after the war would be won, I probably would still have been not happy if I were the queen. Mm-hmm. And he disrespected me like that. I would have been okay, thank you for your services, now let my dragon eat. After,
because class and we're talking about level of class, like classes in this world, has nothing to do with manners.
Exactly.
You can be as low born as it gets, but you still have manners.
Yeah.
You still know what manners are, right?
Yeah.
And so the way he acted was just totally unacceptable. It doesn't matter that he was low born and that he don't know how to act. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Everyone know how to act. Your mama taught you how to act.
Yeah.
No matter how much food you got in your refrigerator or how poor you are, whether you're in the projects or trailer park, you in the ghetto or concerto, you got manners, right? You learn that shit, right? Motherfucker, put your feet up on my table, I'll chop your foot off. You know what I mean? Exactly. I'll chop your foot off. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna be easy. You can't just do it. You can't just be calling, bring me more of these little chickens. Motherfucker, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
That's why he need to be checked straight up. They need to check it. If they need to check him right then. You seen this dude's attitude. I don't care how much I need you.
Yeah.
I don't need you that much.
Exactly.
That you're gonna become here disrespected. They should have checked his ass right then and fuck this dude up. Your dragon ain't there. You talking like your dragon is right there, like he got your back. Like this motherfucker over your shoulder, you talking like that. He ain't there, bro. I would have stomped him out.
Yeah, I would have just embarrassing being next to somebody like that. And the other ones at the table, they came from similar place and they know how to act, not act, because it's not just acting. They know how to behave.
Listen,
in front of
you
other
can go
people.
to England right now. All right, if you went to England, it's the only monarchy I really could think of, or even Saudi Arabia. England, Saudi Arabia was crown prince and everything else, and you can get a bum off the street in England or Saudi Arabia and bring them to the royal palace and see if those motherfuckers act like that. That ain't happening.
Exactly.
That ain't happening. They ain't acting like that. It's just not gonna do it. Because if you in Saudi Arabia and you do that, when you walk in that house, it's a Roach Motel for you. You ain't checking out. You ain't checking out. That's a little old joke. Yeah. Y'all may be too young to know the Roach Motel joke in the chat. But goddamn it, some of y'all old enough and you remember the commercial. All right, but your ass ain't checking out. All right, and that's just the bottom line. You ain't going out nowhere. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is.
Nothing wrong with humor or a little bit of light something, but there's a limit, and people should know what's the limit and how far to that line they can get to make it, like a joke, to make it a little bit lighthearted at the table. Not everything has to be serious. We're gonna die, or we're all gonna die. Here's some humor, but there's humor and there's manners. and their manners, and this man does not have that. And the humor, it's not even there technically. I don't see anything funny about him aside from just I can't even.
Morgan Home thing for super chat. Oscar Tully had a better speech over the file of that young man. 100%. The speech for Daemon was terrible. I really don't want to have to keep saying it, but I will, because I don't mind. It was terrible, living up to the standard of Game of Thrones speeches. Luna says, if you don't know how to behave, observe others. You're 100% correct. Thank you for the super chat. But yeah, listen, Game of Thrones has a history of great speeches.
Yeah.
Through all of it. Khal Drogo, right before he said in a language that doesn't exist, and you still felt it.
Yeah.
That language they made up. And you felt that.
And you're ready to follow him.
Yeah. Falasu. Even though what Falasu was, I'm like, Falasu. What that motherfucker, right? Get in with you. You know what I mean? And he gives you stuff. Sir Alison Thorne, he's like, those are Fens out there. They eat the flesh of the men. Do you want to fill the belly of a Fen tonight? And I watch her stand for 100 years. It will not fall. We that's all on me. Follow me. And you want to follow this motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know,
you're revved up. You can't sleep the rest of the night because you're listening to that speech.
Exactly. Tyrion, when he's about to do the whole thing.
Right.
I would have wished. He said, I wish I killed Joffrey, but I did not do it. I wish I had 1,000 of poison for all of you, but I can't do it. And now I know that I get no justice here, so I demand a trial by combat.
You're perfect.
All these speeches they gave is so much better. David just said, "Here she's our queen. Let's go."
Right. It was a little bit like one close to Jon Snow with she's my queen or whatever the heck he was saying. But yes, this is Matt Smith. I know him for great speeches in Doctor Who when I used to watch him. They had an actor who could have pulled it off if they just written it to him.
Oh yeah, and Tyrion's other speech. Those are brave men knocking at our door. Let's go kill them. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
That was a speech.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. That's when he lost. That's when he got that scar. Is that? Or no? I tried.
That's the Battle of Blackwater.
Yeah.
That's when he said that and everything else. He said, "You'll get no honor. You'll get no men. You'll get no women. There'll be your women they rape. Your towns they loot. Those are brave men drowning at our door. Let's go kill them." You know that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That. But instead, as nonfiction says here, Teflon, we need more time. Show Rhaenyra running around the Vale. That's what we got instead of that.
See, when she was doing that, it reminded me of Dany when she was walking through that before the Dothraki found her. Yep. Again, I got that scene in my head, like, why is she so dirty? Is she gonna have stomach issues now? She's been out there for a while. Like, what's going on? What's gonna happen? Why is it still going on? Why is it not a flashback? But they kept breaking those scenes with her running. Again, annoying. That was annoying. Not needed.
Yeah,
cut it in half.
Many of them. You didn't have to do that many of them. It's like you didn't have to do that many of Corlys and his son saying nothing to each other. Like 3 episodes, they had him saying that. You know what I mean? It just didn't work in the end to me for those things and stuff. Listen, I'm not saying it's a terrible episode, but I'm comparing it to last episode.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite in general. So much death, fire, and payoff at the end. That was a great episode. And I agree that we could have ended on that one. I would not have been. And that was great. I was satisfied and I wanted more. And that's where I should have been left, not with this kind of, not even. Yeah. I'll just
100%. Forgotten Circus. Thank you for the super chat. Season finale was like when Dad said he was going to the store to get ice cream and never came back. Damn, that Daddy. Damn, Daddy. He never come back. Why, Daddy? What happened? How you going, Dad? Where you going, Dad? That's terrible. So I remember one time, that reminds me of a joke. My friend Jose, who passed away, God rest his soul, Jose. He was, in the city, you make fun of each other and everything else, and people just try to make fun of each other, be smoking weed. So Jose and Albie got into it. And Albie, it's such a stupid thing. He goes, "Yeah, that's why your mother named you Jose, because she's a hoe. And that's what they say," like that. And that was his joke. And then Jose came right back and said, "That's what your dad named you, Al B, because that's what he told his mom. I'll be right back." And then came back.
Oh my god. That was a quick comeback.
I was quick. He came back quickly.
Oh my gosh.
And that was that. Al B didn't say nothing back after that.
I mean, what can you say after that, right?
He didn't say nothing.
Yeah, he started it, I guess. The other one ended it.
Oh, it was funny. That was so funny. Oh, that's such a good time in my life. That was so funny. Stupid Al. Stupid Al.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. Like good stuff. All right, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah.
We've been on here for almost 2 hours and stuff and everything else. Had a great time rocking with obviously Elma. Elma, we'll be back tomorrow doing From, right?
Ooh, From. I missed it. I missed the show and I missed being part of just talking about it. Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Same time tomorrow. We're back talking From and everything else. So if y'all, so all my From people who watch that show and everything else will be back tomorrow talking From. Again, if you're in the chat and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Truly appreciate you for subscribing and everything else. Let me say we're leaving this call. We're going to take it.
All right.
Call from.
Hey, go on.
KP, what's going on? Last call before we get up out of here, man.
Well, I wanted to get the last word in. Perhaps this is a question for Elmar, especially. Is there any? Do we believe that Alicent is a sad and repentant sinner that is trying to fix her wrongs? Or do we believe that she's just a manipulative, narcissistic bitch that is basically trying to use whatever little tricks that she has to try to save her life and the life of as many of her little traitor children as possible? Because I am firmly in the second category.
Second.
So, question to both of you guys is: what is something they can do? This might be last week in a sense. What is something they can do in season 3, episode 1 that will bring this back for you? I will go first. If they'll stick the landing hard on the Battle of the Gullet, I could probably forget this happened.
Yeah. I mean,
does that make sense?
I'm not doubting that season 3 will be good. They have too much good material for it to be bad. What I'm saying is that it doesn't matter what they did. They fucked up this episode.
Correct. Yeah, we can't we can't unring that bell. But to me, I will be more inclined to kind of relegate episode 8 to the same mirror universe that I have put season 8 episode, the last episode, all of season 8 actually have been relegated to another distant, far off universe. And I would put this same episode there if in episode 1 we get Battle of the Gullet, 15 to 20 minutes of dragons blowing up ships. I want 15 to 20 minutes of it straight. I want it to be the best CGI I've ever seen. I want to actually believe. I want to smell the goddamn dragon breath through the goddamn TV. That's what I want to do. And that will help me to forget this episode. However, even with that, I know season 2 actually was still good. I would have liked it to end a little bit further on, but it was actually still good, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I give this episode an 8 still. I give everything else 8.5 and 9.0s and some 9.1. So that's my things. I'm wondering if Elmar has an answer to that. I know she can't hear me, and probably I can't hear her. But I wonder if Elmar has something that she thinks that he could do in season 3, episode 1, that will make her forget about this particular episode here. But I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to Duncan X. Oh, I do like the part of Daemon's dream thingy where we kind of saw him plunge into the pool.
Let me give a shout out to my girl AK47. Go check out her channel. Go check out her channel. She's been doing big things over there on the channel and everything with all her live streams and everything. If you're in Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, you want to talk that with those sisters over there, make sure you go check out Alicia Kingston channel.
And she cooks good curry. She cooks good chicken curry, as they say in Guyana.
She do got that curry.
But, yeah.
You got that curry. Can't front. That curry was banging.
Right. So, like I said, so the whole thing with him plunging in the pool, and then them telling Daemon that he'll die in such and such place, and that, I thought that little piece of, we know what's happening there, but I won't say it. But I just thought that was a nice little piece. If there's anything I could praise in the episode, it would probably be the way they fitted that in there, and the way they included Blood Raven. I like the idea of seeing a young Blood Raven. I liked that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to season 3. I'm looking forward to the Duncan Egg series. I think that'll be awesome, and I'm looking forward to seeing season 3. But it was still a great season nonetheless. Still a great TV show, and thank you very much for allowing us to come and bullshit with you on the evenings after the show and to talk about something that we all enjoy. So y'all gotta have a good night. And Elmar, final question. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Peace out. Thank you, KP, for all that. We will be back.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, talking about From. Make sure you tune in if you're into From. Lady, probably maybe we'll get Phil join us. Maybe Phil will stop by, hanging out with us as always. As we always do. But the more important thing is we got the lady back with us, and she's gonna be back here. We back every week, every Wednesday. We'll be talking about From until the season starts, all the way into the whole live streams and the state and everything else. Got a whole bunch of information. We will do live stream on the Hedge Night. I will have Cece come up in here, Miss Duncan Nicole, who is the expert on this situation. I just said that would be the last call on. All right, let's just say hi to them. Let's say hi.
Call from
Ben from Dallas.
All right. What's going on, Ben?
Hey, what's going on, Tony?
What's going on, man?
Hey, love the show, man.
Thank you.
Hey, just called about that disaster of a finale. I just the only thing I could think of was that whole thing budget related. Is that the only reason? They just stopped, working towards the fight. What happened there?
It just seemed that it was unfinished to me. It just seemed like, I don't know, maybe they planned for 10 episodes and then got the word they could only do 8 and they just tried to scrap it together.
I mean, I think obviously they blew some CGI budget earlier in the show, but that and the other thing that killed me besides the Daemon Vision quest you hit on earlier was how easy is it to get between King's Landing and Dragonstone and get into the castle. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, why even fight on dragons if you could just get a 110-pound woman in a hood into a castle and get FaceTime with the Queen? I mean, it just I don't know. I just 100%. Can't believe what that was.
They could have some Ring doorbells out there or something, but the security is lax. That's not ADT on these motherfuckers. There's no ADT going on here. The security is very lax on these castles.
Something. Don't castles have guards stationed around the moat, around the forest? I don't know. It just that whole thing just seemed like a waste of time. And I mean, love the show. Had some really good episodes, but yeah, that just I'll be honest, I thought I was really going to be kind of missing missing it next week, but now that that's over, I mean, I could wait 2 years. So.
I hear you, man.
You know what I mean?
I hear you 100%.
So,
But let me get up out of here. We gotta hang. I'm sorry if you called earlier. I would talk to you a little more. We gotta get up out of here.
Yeah,
but I want
love it, man. Love your scrub coverage, and I'll call in more, man.
All right, man.
I'll let you go.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, have a good one.
All right, peace.
Yep.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I don't cut that short. You know, I don't cut people short. Y'all know. That's one thing I can't be accused of is cutting motherfuckers short. All right, you guys can't be about that. We'll be back tomorrow talking from the lady, the Don. You know who it is. You know how we do. Thank you, everybody, for rocking with us. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace.
And stay sexy.